Well, it's time for the podcast, friendy.
How's your heartburn going? We had TikTok Tucker this morning and both of us got some industrial strength heartburn. The meal was surprisingly delicious.
It started off well, but then it ended poorly.
No, I think it started off sounding weird, tasted great, and now we're having the after effects.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Peter Garrett is joining us on this podcast.
So is the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese.
And we'll check out your ghoulies with Gets My Ghoulies. Enjoy the podcast.
Everybody online.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it, you nutface?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
What are you, an idiot?
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Well, hello, Amanda. How are you today?
I'm well, and how are you?
I am great. How are you feeling? Are you reveling in the interest rate cut?
Look, any rate cut's a good thing. I mean, that's from my perspective. I don't understand how the financial markets work, but just reading everyone's stories in the papers and things, the difference, the sneeze room it gives people, you know, in that just room to breathe.
Yeah. Do you want me to put on my little accountant hat and the little garters on my arms so I can go through your...
Please.
So how much, what sort of mortgage do you have? Do you have a big mortgage?
I'm not going to tell you that
Just
information.
tell me, well, give me a ballpark. So...
No, I'm not going to discuss my financials with you.
So you had apples and oranges.
Let me tell you this. So how about we do it with this?
Well, this is boring.
The New South Wales, the average mortgage in New South Wales is $780,000. Isn't that massive?
Is it?
No wonder we're all stressed. No, but I mean that's the
all right.
average. That's the average.
Yeah, right. So we're higher than that or lower?
Who's we?
You know, are we higher or lower?
You.
Me.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm higher than that. Yeah, go on.
And so let's have a look at if it's 780 is your average mortgage.
Yeah.
What savings are you making? If you're going to put on your accountant hat and
Okay.
And
are you doing this or am I doing this?
I'm asking you the
Well, you're
question.
reading the stats. You already know the.
No, I don't know. I'm asking you.
Okay. Okay. So mine would be $239 a month.
Your one.
Saving.
How much do you have?
Well, it's a fair bit. You know.
And so
me.
you save how much a month?
I'm going to save $239 a month. Over the year, that's $2,869. So that's 2 regos.
See, that's the context to look at it in, isn't it?
It's a bit more than 2
Because when you hear that money, you think, what does that mean? But yep, it's pay your insurance, pay your rego.
So
a pair of shoes.
Are you mortgage free?
No,
now?
I'm not mortgage free.
So you have.
Oh, well, I'm not discussing this with you. I'm not mortgage free, but I'm not discussing it with you.
You're carefree. That's what you are.
Yeah.
But then mortgage free is not the greatest thing in the world either. You know, when you're mortgage free, I've been mortgage free in the past, and then all of a sudden I buy something, and then
Something else.
And then you remember John Simon? He was saying that.
What did he say?
When he had his house, when he bought that crazy house, which is now worth $1 billion, he said, "I've still got a big mortgage. You just got to work hard." Whereas Peter Brock used to say, "Bite off more than you can chew, and then chew like hell." That's what you got to do.
Well, that's why people are living on the brink. So they're following that advice. And then the interest rates have been going up and up and up. It's the first rate cut in like 14 months. So this is people going, okay, phew, I'm chewing and finally I've threw the gristle to keep the chewing analogy going.
Why aren't we hosting a financial show?
Why aren't we,
Chew
Brendan?
the gristle. What's the interest rate at the moment, largely? Are we 8%?
No, we're 4% or something.
Oh, we're 4%?
Yeah.
Well, that's a walk in the park. I remember when I was 9.
Well, the cash rate is 4.1%.
Right, okay, that's all right. So it's good news.
So it's assuming the average mortgage rate for new borrowers is 6.26.
Okay. Well, this is good. This is good news. This is good news. Maybe we put it to the pub test later on. Maybe there's something we can do.
Should Jonesy be mortgage-free? How many properties should he own at any given moment?
You know, I don't think we need to go into this.
No, that's why discuss it?
I'm not discussing it. I'm just.
Well, you dressed like an accountant. You said you put your little cap on and those little...
Well, you are not giving me any answers.
No, of course I'm not.
Where's my answer?
Where's your medical information? Why don't we go through that next?
Okay, well, do you want to talk about medical stuff?
What did your last smears show?
Well, everything was okay. I did my little poo test and it's all okay. And everything else is good. What about you? How you going?
I'm going very
Ticker's
well.
good? Everything's
fine, thank you.
Super. Great. Well, we can carry on then. Because you know who's on the show today?
Tell me.
Peter Garrett.
Wow. You and Peter have a long history of interviews. Remember the first one you did with him?
Don't.
When you were, where were you? Working in Karratha?
6KA Karratha.
Yeah, your first radio gig. Were you doing midnight to dawn?
No, I was doing nights, 6 till midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I never did midnight to dawn, okay? I'll just say that. The latest I ever did was 10 to 1.
Okay. Is that a point of...
I always made a pact with myself not to do midnight to dawn radio because it's where people go to die.
Well, I'll tell Ugly Phil that. Who's going to
Except for Ugly Phil.
Yeah.
But he's doing talkback. That's a different kettle of fish.
It's a different kettle of fish. What would you used to do in those hours, apart from eating the storm rations?
The cyclone rations.
Which you told me you did.
I did.
And I saw in the news last week there was a giant cyclone heading to Karratha. I thought, I hope they've replenished the supplies.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, they had all the Tom Piper sausages. It was so damn tasty. And I thought there's not going to be a cyclone coming here. Next minute
there's a cyclone. There's a packet of chewing gum to get everyone through.
Cyclone Orson's bearing down on the town. Where's the cyclone ration? So I'm looking forward to
Brendan's
catching up.
tum-tum.
It was scary times for Peter Garrett. He's my first big interview.
Yeah.
And
maybe we can revisit it, Brendan.
No, maybe.
Because some of the questions were a little bit uncomfortable.
I over-researched the interview.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Instagram makes its return, and we can't do anything until we do the Magnificent
Question
Seven.
1. What's your mortgage? No, question 1. What colour is a ruby?
Jam Nation. We have for you the Magnificent Seven. 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
Right now I have the distinct pleasure of talking to Mr. Peter Garrett, who is the lead singer for Midnight Oil. Peter, how are you this evening?
I'm fine, thanks, Brendan.
Are you having a good evening so far?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like less than evening where I am, but it's evening where you are.
You know...
Your voice was so deep.
You know...
And you can see you talking like this. And you've got a bit of a Alan Seal.
You know...
How tight is your sphincter? Does anyone need pencils sharpened? Because I reckon we could do that right here, right now.
You know Peter Garrett's coming up on the show.
I know. That's why we're playing that. That's why we're playing that. That was your very first interview. What year was that?
1990.
Yeah, your voice is much higher. If you keep doing this job much longer, you'll sound like a chipmunk.
It's about getting question 7 right. Rob is in Wollongong.
Hello, Rob.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing all right, Rob?
You sound like Jonesy.
Yeah.
Peter
Hey,
Garrett.
well, he didn't. He sounded very butch. I liked it.
So I don't sound butch anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
But I will say, last time I rang in, you gave me man of the match. Thank you. Paid my rego. Very good.
Oh, really? We're giving away that much money?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you didn't take my idea on though, Jonesy, about your Instagram.
What was the idea? Oh, that's right. What were we going to say?
What was it, Rob?
You did suggest it.
Just condense it all and do it over a week.
Yeah.
That's right. This is the time lapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I need to set a bit of a thirst trap. So perhaps if I bend over in a G-string in front of it, then people will click on it more. That's what you need. You need a thirst trap.
Yeah, I don't know if that's...
I think that's a vomit trap, bro.
We can't pay you.
Rob's angling for man of the match again today.
Joe twice.
Oh, that man of the match today is great. $300 to spend on dinner at restaurant 317. That's great.
Well, Rob, let's see how far you can go with the Magnificent Seven. What colour is a ruby?
Red.
It is.
Which drink is made from fermented grapes?
Wine.
Yes. Let's play What's on the Box.
Television.
I'll turn the box on.
What TV show has this theme, Rob?
There's a bear in there, and a chair as well.
There are people with games and stories to tell.
What do you reckon, Rob?
That'd be Play School, which had Benita and John on it when I was a kid.
Rob's
right.
doing extraneous information.
Remember when Monty Franklin, the Australian comedian who works a lot in the States, was in, and he said, sometimes as an Australian you can't help yourself. He was trekking through Yellowstone or something, and somebody was saying, oh, there's a bear in there. And he said, and a chair as well. And everyone looked at him like he was insane. Whereas, what Australian couldn't have finished that sentence?
You got to say it. You got to say it. Which of the following syndromes is not real, Rob? A, exploding head syndrome. B, wandering itch syndrome. Or C, phantom vibration syndrome. These are syndromes, but only one of them is not real.
Okay, the obvious one's exploding head syndrome, I guess.
Sorry, Rob. Thank you for playing.
Sometimes the most obvious is not the obvious.
So that one is real.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Exploding head syndrome.
What happens
is when
there?
people hear loud noises in their head just as they're falling asleep. That's what that's called.
But your head doesn't blow up.
No. What you hear is your mum saying, turn your phone off.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
Magnificent 7 time. We're up to question number 4.
It's going to Jeff in Marrickville. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
Hello. Well, we've worked out that exploding head syndrome is real. But which of these following syndromes is not real? Wandering itch syndrome, phantom vibration syndrome.
I'd say wandering itch.
Yeah, wandering itch isn't real. The phantom vibration syndrome, I think we've all felt this. I feel this through my Apple Watch. It's the feeling that your phone is vibrating when it isn't.
Oh, yeah.
When I wear one of my other watches, it's not an Apple Watch. I sort of still feel that little messages are coming through. Interesting, isn't
That's
it?
why you got to switch off your notifications. I've got them all switched off.
What if I want to notify you?
I'll just sense I'll get a vibration
Okay.
from you. True or false, the term bucket list originated from the 2007 film The Bucket List, starring Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. Is that true or false, Jeff?
False.
No, it's true. Well, obviously.
Sorry, Jeff. James is in Riverwood. Hello, James.
There's only one other answer.
G'day, how you going?
Very
Good,
well.
thanks,
But we'll
James.
ask you anyway because this is how this game works. True or false, the term bucket list originated from the film in 2007 called Bucket List?
I'll go with true there.
Yep.
Yeah, so the term didn't exist really before.
Really?
Then. Yeah.
Which household appliance was originally called the Whirlwind, James?
The washing machine?
No.
Whirlpool.
Guess whose mum's got a whirlpool?
Remember that?
Fred's in Milpera. Hello, Fred.
Hi there, Amanda.
Hello. With a name like Whirlwind, what do you think which household appliance was originally called that?
I think it might have been the vacuum cleaner.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, good old vacuum cleaner. Have you got a good vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, we do. And I've also got a small dust buster thing to get rid of the dog hairs and the mank.
Dustbusters, do they actually
No,
work?
but it's a Dyson little small thing.
Yeah. I got this one that vacuums my pond. It's a pond vacuum. It sucks water up and all sorts of stuff.
You've got a pond vacuum.
Yeah, the
It's
vacuum.
just in your moat.
Yeah, for my pond. It gets all the detritus out of the bottom of the pond.
And how do the fish stay out?
Well, you got to be careful you don't suck up any little,
Yeah.
especially little baby fish.
Of course.
Because Mr. and Mrs. Fish, where's Tommy? He's gone to another place. That hasn't happened though, Fred, so don't be alarmed.
Sure it hasn't.
What did the RBA do to interest rates yesterday, Fred?
Question 7.
What happened?
They lowered them by 0.25%.
Very good.
Fred, we would
Are
have
you
accepted
happy with that,
any
Fred?
of that.
I'm happy with it, yeah. It saves me $100 a month.
There you go. That's a good thing. And over a year, that's a car rego.
Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations to you, Fred. You've won the Jam Pack. It's all coming away. 4 in-season passes to Pamela Anderson as The Last Showgirl. That's in cinemas February 20. Also, $150 to spend at Bay Vista. World-famous desserts at Bay Vista, Parramatta and Brighton Les Sands. And Jonesy and Amanda carriage yours for you to colour in and some Staedtler pencils. Fred, anything you'd like to add?
Just thank you, Amanda and Jonesy. I really love your show and I listen to it every morning.
Oh, Fred, thank
Fred,
you.
That's a ringing endorsement.
Thank you, Fred.
We'll put that up on our Google review.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation. Podcast.
Where's this Amanda and Jonesy?
I know you're trying to inflame me by saying it.
Ladies, ask your husband if you use the phone.
Oh, shut up.
Thumbing through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 1980, lead singer of AC/DC, Bon Scott, passed away.
Oh.
He died in his car in London. There was no real official report of how he died. It was death by misadventure. Some people say hypothermia. Some people say heroin overdose. Some people say massive consumption of alcohol. It was sad how he died, though, because he was in a car asleep and a mate in a flat said, Bond's asleep in that car down there, go and check him. And so the mate in the morning woke up, went down there, but he got the wrong car.
What do you mean?
He looked in the wrong car and he didn't see Bond in there. He said, "Hey, Bond's gone. He must have woken up and gone." Bond was up the road in exactly another car that was exactly the same.
Oh, how do you live with that? That's hard, isn't it?
It was a terrible time, of course, for the rock world and the band because they were basking in the success of Highway to Hell. That had just been released 6 months earlier, and what a great album Highway to Hell was. What's your favourite track from Highway to Hell outside of Highway to Hell?
What are the other ones? Give me options.
Touch Too Much. Girls Got a Rhythm. Girls Got a Rhythm.
Give me one more.
If You Want Blood, you got it.
Okay.
Love Hungry Man.
Highway to Hell. I'll pick that one.
You're a bit of a singles track sort of girl.
Probably I am.
That's been covered by a lot of people. Did you know it's been covered by the former First Lady of France, Carla Bruni? Remember Carla Bruni?
Yeah.
She did a version of it.
I'm on the highway to hell.
Nice enunciation.
I'm on the highway to hell.
Bond's going, okay, that's enough.
I don't mind it.
Of course you don't.
Better than jazz.
Let's get this on.
Jam Nation.
Let's get down to the kitchen.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck enough.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
TikTok Tucker.
I happen to know, Brendan, that you love meatballs. You cook them a lot at home, don't you?
I like a good meatball.
Well, I'm going to make these meatballs that I saw someone make during the week. As I was watching them cook them, I thought, that is going to be disgusting, but they really liked them. So
Really?
let's try it. Fruity cheese meatballs. So we start by putting meatballs in a foil tray.
That's my prison name.
Here we go. Let me put all of these meatballs into a tray.
These are the pre-made meatballs
yeah.
that Nonna used to make in the old country.
And then she'd package them in plastic and send them off around the world. Okay, so we've put some meatballs in there.
What variety of balls are they?
Meatballs.
Yeah,
they are. Let's have a look. You want meat? You don't actually care. I know you're just trying to distract me.
No, I'm just curious.
Oh, you read that packet while I keep going. And then on top of this is where it gets interesting. We're going to put a can of black cherries in syrup. The meatballs smell nice, don't they? So I'm going to crack.
Eat one raw.
A can of. Oh, I just don't want to spill it on myself. Yeah. Of cherries. A tin of cherries go in. Have any cherries come out? Come on, you little... There they go. And on top of that, we put cranberry sauce.
Oh.
So we put... I better use a spoon. I was going to use my fingers.
Sure.
We put cranberry sauce on top of that. So you've got meatballs, then the sweetness of the black cherries.
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce on top of that. Then, this is what they did that was interesting. It's a drizzle of sweet chili sauce. I'm going to put the drizzle of that. And then on top of that...
That's quite a liberal drizzle.
It was a liberal drizzle. On top of that, I'm going to put some cheese, some grated cheese.
Right, yeah.
Would you like to add some of your jokes in here? Into the packet of cheese.
Is that a mozzarella cheese? Or?
A mozzarella. It's a mozzarella.
That's how they say it in the old country. My nonna used to say, Brendan, you come down from the village and I make you the cheese.
And she was from Brixton. So what we do now, that's the preparation.
Yep.
It is, let's recap.
And I noticed you've got your air fryer here.
Yeah, we're going to do it in the air fryer. So we've got meatballs.
Yep.
We've got a can of cherries. We've got cranberry sauce. We've got sweet chili sauce. We've got mozzarella. Oh, I've just spilled all the liquid into the air fryer. It's not even my air fryer. Apologies to Nick, whose air fryer that is.
What's Nonna going to say? What have you done to my air fryer?
On it goes. Look at that.
And for how long?
You can hardly hear the air fryer. Well, that goes in there for about... It says here about 12 minutes, so we're going to eat it in the next half hour. Hang on, let me just turn up the temp.
Right here.
No, hang on. I know I've made it go.
I could watch you do this all day.
Well, you'll have to. Okay, there we go. And it's off and running. Is it going to be savoury? Is it going to be sweet? What are we going to think?
It's a bit like you. I don't know what's going to happen when I come in here in the morning. Will you be savoury or sweet?
There's always a bite to me.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Ralphs for the pub test. The latest rate cut. Does it pass the pub test?
Well, we thought we'd get some information so we're all armed so we know what we're talking about. Yes, the RBA has finally approved some relief for homeowners, the first cash rate drop in 14 months. What does it mean? Well, let's say good morning to Georgia Holland, 7 News reporter who's in Canberra. Good morning, Georgia.
Good morning.
So just break this down for us. What will this do for homeowners?
Yeah, look, it was a small rate cut from the Reserve Bank yesterday, 25 basis points. That brings interest rates down to 4.1%. This is the first rate cut since November 2020 and really is the first sign of hope for mortgage holders and small businesses. And I don't think we've ever seen the big four banks move so fast. Within seconds of the RBA announcing that cut yesterday, there were press releases from the big four saying they would pass it on, but mortgage holders won't see those savings straight away. It'll be February 28 for NAB, Commonwealth Bank and ANZ customers, and then Westpac will follow a little bit later on March 4. But smaller lenders like Athena, they've implemented that rate cut immediately.
Wow.
Are there people that won't be happy with this?
Yeah, of course. Deposit holders, self-funded retirees, they're on that interest income, and a rate cut reduces their earnings long-term, making it harder to maintain maybe the lifestyle they've been accustomed to.
Mm-hmm. But overall, this is good for the economy.
Yeah, good for the economy. The RBA Governor Michelle Bullock yesterday said this is a good sign. Inflation is coming down. That's why those interest rates have been cut. But we are a long way from interest rates coming down again and again. Markets are predicting another 2 or 3 cuts this year, but Michelle Bullock says that is way too confident. Mm-hmm. Australians might need to be a little bit patient before we see those rates keep coming down.
Well, thank you, Georgia, and we'll put that to our pub test right now. Does this latest interest rate pass the pub test for you?
Is it enough? Is it a political? Is the timing of it interesting in an election year? What do you make of it?
Jam Nation.
Quiet, please.
Jonesy and Amanda, those are 2 great names. Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
Have you tried that Asahi stuff?
Is that a beer? Asahi?
No, that's Asahi.
What are you talking about?
It's spelled Acai. It's like
an Acai bowl.
And the kids love this stuff. Yeah. I was up at Noosa and there was this queue like a mile long. Mm. And I said, what's that for? And they said, it's for Asahi. And I said, what's that? And I said, it's this, I don't know. It's
what's
junk.
in it? It's it's the stuff that gives you an ice cream headache. It's like a gelato kind of a thing with bananas and stuff. And everyone thinks it's a health food. It's highly fatty.
And then just down the road, the Haagen-Dazs place, Mr. Haagen-Dazs is saying, hello,
hey people.
What about me? I've got choc chip here.
But it is the thing of the moment. It seems to me that it's the new men's barber. Every shop that opens, for a while was a men's grooming salon.
You get those Lebanese barbers, you know, the one you go and you go, I got to get a haircut, bro, and you come out looking like you're ready to join the Lebanese army.
And but the Asahi bowl.
Asahi bowls, but there's the Asahi bowl wars.
What do you mean wars?
There's wars. Like, have you not seen this in the news? So there's like fire bombings of certain Asahi shops.
Really?
I don't know what happened there because I just know it tastes dreadful. Like there's good...
I don't mind the taste of them.
Well, that's when they load it with sugar and biscotti and all that junk and chalk. That makes it good. But it's like getting a lettuce leaf and just loading up with all the extras, the ingredients. I went and got a bowl of it just to try it. And the lady was going on about it. She goes, this is what you want, this is what you... And then I'm standing, I'm looking at it, and then it all just fell out of my hands just onto the floor.
Wasn't it in a bowl?
Yeah, it's in a bowl, but it was just so precariously balanced.
Oh.
And it cost me $14.
That would have left a mess.
It did.
Then you went to the barber next door.
I said, mate, sign me up for the Lebanese army, mate.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
We're not gonna take it. I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore. Bring out the bloody beer.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Rams for the pub test today. The latest rate cut. Does it pass the pub test?
It's been a long time coming. We haven't had a rate cut since May 2022. The rate is now around 4%, a little bit more than 4%, which is a relief for so many families. Is it enough? Is it too late, too much, too little, too late? How are you feeling about this latest rate cut? We asked you on the pub test.
I think it's a good start. It's a little bit of relief, but hopefully there's more to come just to make the cost of living a bit easier.
Look, it's a no-brainer if you ask me. I have 3 young kids. They all play 2 or 3 sports, so I'm literally a walking bank account. So the fact that I'm going to save a bit on my home loan repayment, I'm all for it.
The interest rate cut, it's pretty good. It's a good relief for a bit after, 13 hikes or whatever it was.
Well, I think it's great, but I do feel it could have been a little bit more.
I'm real worried about inflation, the rate of inflation. I'd like to see that come down and so more people can afford more things than just a home loan.
I've got a big mortgage. I feel like a rat on a wheel or someone in the Matrix. To me, it doesn't really pass the pub test. So I appreciate $100 a month, but everything else has gone up. So, I still, like I said, I feel like a rat in a wheel and it just keeps coming back and back and back. So it doesn't pass the pub test for me.
We've got the Prime Minister on the show later this morning. We might play that last call to him.
What would you rather be, a rat on a wheel or in the Matrix?
No, I think the question is, this rate cut, is it matched by the cost of living?
But still, what would you rather be? Just think about it for a minute. Rat in the wheel or in the Matrix?
Well, I'd rather be in the Matrix and wear a leather outfit.
Well.
How about you?
I'm in it for the leather outfit too.
Jam Nation.
You hungry?
Starving.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Never fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck enough.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
TikTok Tucker, we make food from TikTok and eat it.
And I like it when it's one of these ones where it could taste amazing or it could taste terrible. It's fruity cheese meatballs. So I've put meatballs in the bottom of a little metal tray. Put a can of cherries on top of that with the syrup, a can of some cranberry sauce, a drizzle of sweet chili sauce, mozzarella, and we've put this into the air fryer. And let's take it out and see what this tastes like, hey?
Look at you got Teflon hands.
Well, it's not as boiling hot as it was earlier. Let me try.
Oh, okay, so it's cold.
Don't complain. Okay, here we go.
Right
I'm going to scoop it out. Oh, look, it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks a little dry.
No, it's not dry. The top of a lasagna is supposed to... I'm not using the right implements here.
Well, you've sent me on to the other side of the studio, so I can't...
Okay, there's one for Brendan.
Thank you.
Tom, here's one for you.
And your new boy, Tom.
It's not dry. See, the top of it is congealed as a lasagna should be, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's some there.
Yep.
That's for you, Tom. Okay, don't eat it just yet. Wait till I'm ready to go.
It smells all right.
Does it? I'll be intrigued.
It's a little bit pungent.
Is that good? Let me put a cherry in there. Okay.
Yep.
What we all like is meatballs with a cherry on top.
Yeah, good.
All right, on the count of 3.
Is it too late to say that I don't like cherries?
Go. Oh, yum.
Oh, yum.
Yum.
Goodness me. Goodness me.
That is delicious.
That's good.
We could start.
How come it works? What do you think?
I don't know how it works, but it works.
It does.
Ma'am, forget that Asahi junk that they're shooting each other over. Let's get a little food truck of this.
That is really good. We'll put the recipe
People will rush
on our
to this.
socials.
Kids will love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like dessert and main in one go.
Dessert and main.
Or main and dessert in one go.
You get the hit of the bit of the cheesy crust on the top.
I'm loving
you get
it.
a bit of a meatball, and then you get the sweetness of the cherry.
This is a nuts idea.
But it's delicious.
Yeah. Let's leave. Let's do this.
Fruity cheese meatballs with Brendan's face right next to it. I can see it taking off.
You hungry?
Starving.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Never fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck enough.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
You were due for some success.
That is delicious.
Well done. Well done.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Where's this Amanda and Jonesy?
I know you're trying to inflame me by saying it.
Ladies, ask your husband if you use the phone.
Oh, shut up.
This is intriguing. This is something that was discovered in an op shop in Rockdale.
Yep.
Here in Sydney. Someone has found a photo album of Scott Morrison. of our former Prime Minister.
Right.
The first few pages document his trip to Port Douglas. This is when he was working with the tourism department, not in a political sense. Remember, he was one who came up with the "Where the bloody hell are ya?" campaign.
I don't know if he came up with that, but
I think he was part of it.
He was part of the whole thing.
So he was with the tourism task force, I think. So there are photos of him here. Some of them, he was strewn across a beach lounge at the Sheraton Mirage in the Gold Coast is another one. And he's captioned them about himself in the third person.
Oh.
Written underneath some of these photos, Scott, very, very, very tired, capital letters.
Yes.
After spending the day with Steve Gervin. I think too many Guinnesses. That was New Year's Eve, 1996. Then he said he was wandering the streets of Dublin, quote, without Jen. He said Scott went sightseeing without Jen. She was sick with the flu in bed. So he was very, very, very tired. She was sick with the flu. So these photos of just him standing around buildings and draped on rocks. Fascinating, isn't it?
ScoMo draped on a rock.
One day this may be like the Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it was found in an op shop in Rockdale.
For the moment.
For the moment, who knows? Who knows?
It does make me worry about those artistic photos that I took back in art school.
Of Scott Morrison.
yeah, draped on a rock.
Sharkies fans stick together.
And little else.
Was very, very, very tired.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation podcast.
Beautiful looking day in the harbour city. I always like just looking at Goat Island there. On Friday night, I put on Midnight Oils in the sunset, oils on the water.
Smoke on the water?
From 1985 thereabouts, I was at art school and there was Triple J was celebrating its 10th birthday back then, and Midnight Oil did this secret gig on Goat Island. And it's and you can watch it on YouTube. So I'm just cooking the family their dinner. I'm just watching it on YouTube, and it's so good.
Well, he's about to perform at a series of at a Twilight series at Taronga Zoo. What a great spot to go and see them. We're about to talk to him. Before we get to that, you've interviewed. Well, we as a duo, Brendan, have interviewed Peter Garrett before. But at your very first radio job in 6KA Karratha, he was one of your first big celebrity interviews, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was my second. I'd spoken to Col Elliott before that. He's a comedian that uses a banjo and a bunch of characters.
Right.
And this is where I learnt that when you interview someone, and even though you might have great chemistry with them, next time you see them, they won't remember who you are.
No.
So the next time I saw him some years later, Col Elliott, he just looked straight through me as if I didn't exist.
What I love about this is your voice is much deeper, and you've got a touch of the Alan Seal.
Yeah, but we don't.
Let's have a listen to. Before we get Peter on the line, here's some of that very first interview you did with him.
Right now I have the distinct pleasure of talking to Mr. Peter Garrett, who is the lead singer for Midnight Oil. Peter, how are you this evening?
I'm fine, thanks, Brendan.
Are you having a good evening so far?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like less than evening where I am, but it's evening where you are.
There's more.
$25 is great to go and see a band, and it also benefits the kids up here of the Northwest, and kids are our future, so hell, we got to look after them, don't we?
Yeah, I think so, mate. I really do.
Hell, we got to look after them? This is everything you hate. Kids are our future. Hell, we've got to look after them. Because I was going to put them all through a mincer. There's more.
There's no more.
Oh, well, Pete, I thank you very much for your time. It's been an experience for me.
Pleasure, mate.
Maybe we'll run into one another one day.
Hey, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I've spoken to Peter Garrett.
Hey, no problems at all, mate. Good to speak to you, and look forward to getting up there.
Oh, and then he bought a taser, went straight to the shop. The fact that you said it was an experience, you didn't say it was a good experience. It was an experience.
Is there anything else?
We're talking to Peter next. Good luck, everybody.
Jam Nation.
We love having our next guest on, not only because Peter Garrett is as iconic as the Opera House, but it's a great excuse to bring up one of Brendan Jones's early radio moments that's, slightly bum-clenching, and I do enjoy listening to it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Okay, Peter, this is the second final question in this list of interrogation, you might call it. Just pretend people up here have never heard of Midnight Oil. What would you tell a person that's never heard of Midnight Oil? What can they expect?
Well, it's not country and western.
I love that answer.
Well, look, in the midst of all that, we have
Thanks
Peter
for that.
Garrett on the line. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, Jonesy.
I got a bit fangirly.
And that's fair enough too. So, Pete, you're going to be performing at at Taronga Zoo. I love these series of concerts because
me too.
is there anything more atmospheric than being surrounded by all those animals? It must feel amazing.
No, it's incredible. You can see the giraffes, and it's actually, you're absolutely right, man. It's a fantastic gig. And, I thought about it when we were setting up this little run, and I was really happy that we, get a chance to get in there and play. I mean, in terms of the backdrop, staggering, great feel. Yeah, you've got all the zoo animals around you, so you can take a bit of a drift down memory lane when you were a kid or whatever, and I still love all that stuff. But it's a really special, it's quite a nice natural amphitheatre as well. It's actually one of the most special and brilliant places to play in the city, I think.
Do the animals respond to the music?
Well, we have to. There is a sound DB thing around sound check, and we have to be finished by a certain time so they can get their shut eye.
Right.
So I'm thinking the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
The extent to which I don't really know, but I guess you've got to say yes.
Because that's a great place, because my daughter's decided she wants to get married at Taronga Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, well, that joint ain't cheap, that's for sure.
Oh, how charming of you, Brendan.
Well,
whatever you want,
Pete's
sweet
got
pea,
daughters,
I
he
think is the answer you say.
It's not cheap.
Well, I mean, of all the places that you play, when you play outside, especially, I mean, I love playing outside, I mean, I love the environment and all of that, and it's really special for me. And I think sound does something pretty good outside. It doesn't necessarily come bouncing back at you. And then to play in your own hometown in a place which is very, very special, that's another added plus. I think some of the proceeds for this goes towards the native species veterinary training hospital thing that they're starting to set up there. That's a very cool thing. And, you just end up having a really good night there, and people seem very chilled when they come along. And, of course, they're gazing at whatever's happening in the rest of the city, but they're in the sanctuary, as it were, of the animal kingdom, and they're listening to Aussie music.
Because you're performing with the Alter Egos. Tell us about them.
Oh, look, it's a side band when the Oils weren't or aren't playing. And I still really felt, particularly after the last run, when we came off the Great Circle, and it ended up being much bigger than expected, and we ended up playing in, all sorts of parts of the world, which was, it was terrific. But when I got back and we finished the big run, it was weird. I just really felt like I had a lot of juice, a lot of energy, a lot of tingly going on. And I thought, I better use it up in case it runs out. So I dived in and did another record. Martin Rossi from Midnight Oil came to play with me, and having Martin there, it just makes it very special, because we don't have to talk to one another. We just look at one another and we know what we want to do.
Yeah.
A couple of my daughters are singing. They've got their own little band as well, Rain Talker, but they're up on stage with Dad, and Dad is pretty happy about that, I have to tell you.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's great. It's seriously great. And I never expected it. You and I, we've been yarning to one another on and off for years, so you've seen all the many stages, and I really am genuinely surprised that I still feel an absolute passion and drive to perform. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but while it's there, I know I have to use it.
Yeah.
Well, you still get the tingling.
You got to get the tingling.
Yeah, exactly.
The tingling's always there. That's not waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning needing to go for a wee.
Well, there's probably that tingling as well.
There's always that tingling. How are you feeling about the election coming? Are you dipping your hand into the politics, or are you totally away from it?
No, look, people would know my views pretty clearly. I think more than anything else, I want us to respect one another and respect the planet. It sounds like an absolute statement of the bleeding obvious, but let's just do that. And whoever's going to do that the best and give us the opportunity to be the kind of people that work well together and appreciate what Australia's really got to offer, they're going to have my vote. It's very dangerous out there with Trump. He's a genuine nasty. And even though our politicians, for obvious reasons, can't call it out, we're in a world of pain globally, and they are in a world of terrifying yuck in the States. So managing that's going to be difficult. And I think at the end of the day, we're seeing a swing away from the idea that either a government could do something which is good for us, or people can do good stuff for one another. And I don't accept that, I think the reason a lot of people love living in Australia, want to be here, are proud of being Australian, is because we've made a reasonable fist of it. Sure, there's stuff we can do better.
It's just everything seems so complicated these days.
It's exhausting.
We can always just go and see Pete playing at Taronga Zoo, and maybe you could put in a good word for me for my daughter's wedding or something, mate.
Oh, try and get Jonesy a freebie. Oh, dreadful.
I didn't say a freebie. I'm not asking Pete to go for a freebie.
Pay for your daughter's wedding. Come on.
I'm just like, Tickets for all shows are on sale now from twilight at taronga.org.au. Peter Garrett, it's always a treat.
Jonesy, thank you very much. Amanda, lots of love.
You too. Thanks, Pete.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
Doing it for the gram right now. Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
Golden. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. You get all the questions right, $1,000.
You can make it $2,000 with one bonus question, but it's double or nothing.
Shannon is in Stanmore Tops.
Hi, Shannon.
G'day, how you going?
Good, thanks, Shano. Can we call you Shano?
Sure.
Jonesy and I both have a bit of heartburn from the TikTok tucker we ate earlier.
Yeah.
So if you hear us burping, apologies.
Eating Amanda's fruity meatballs.
We were indeed. All right, Shannon, 10 questions, 60 seconds. If you're not sure, say pass. We usually have time to come back, okay?
Sounds good.
Shannon, good luck. It's all before you. Here we go. Question number 1. What's 10 plus 2?
12.
Question 2. What colour is red?
Red.
Question 3. A mechanic typically works on what?
Cars.
Question 4. Vegetable samosas are from which cuisine?
Indian.
Question 5. True or false? Thomas Randall is known for playing golf.
Pass.
Question 6. What animal is on the flag of California?
A bear.
Question 7. In science, what's the opposite of matter?
Antimatter.
Question 8. What's the largest hot desert in the world?
Sierra.
Question 9. A kubra and visor are types of what?
Hats.
Question 10. Russian blue is a breed of what?
Pass.
Question 5. True or false? Thomas Randall is known for playing golf.
False.
Russian blue is a breed of what? Oh. It's a cat.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
Oh, you were so close. Yes, Thomas Randall, you were right, is a supercar driver.
He was on the show just the other day.
Oh, but Russian blues, they're cats.
I was going to say a dog.
Oh, Shannon, I'm so sorry.
You would have been wrong.
You got all the ones that I thought were really hard right and then fell over at the last hurdle. Thank you for playing, Shannon.
I'm not a cat person.
No.
No,
and now we know why you hate cats, and rightly so.
And made even more so. But at least we had Shannon.
Look, thank you, Shannon.
Jam Nation.
Well, I wonder how much sleep Donald Trump gets because he drinks a lot of Coca-Cola. There's a lot of caffeine
Is
in
it
it.
unleaded or leaded Coca-Cola?
It's Diet Coke, but that just cuts down on the calories. It doesn't cut down the caffeine, does it?
Well, there's a big thing out now that's worse for you than normal Coke.
He apparently in his first administration would go through 12 Cokes a day, 12 Diet Cokes a day. It's a lot of, well, maybe not as much sugar because it's diet, but that would surely be a lot of caffeine.
It's a lot of fructose.
Well, let me tell you about some of the other presidents in America's history and how much coffee they consumed. Coming in at number 3, George H.W. Bush, so George W.'s dad.
Yep.
He would drink 10 cups of coffee a day while in office.
That's
no wonder
reasonable.
really 10 cups. No wonder he threw up on the Japanese Prime Minister that time.
Remember he did that?
Yeah. So he's coming at number 3. At number 2 is Teddy Roosevelt. At age 42, he was the youngest person to become president, though he probably looked 80 because he drank what they say here is a gallon of black coffee per day. That's 4 litres of black coffee a day.
4 litres?
Yeah.
That's a lot for Teddy. You know how he got the nickname Teddy?
No.
He was out bear hunting, and he refused to shoot a bear. And they said, oh, you're a big softy, you teddy bear.
Really?
So he became, because he didn't want to shoot the bear.
Shot people, sure.
He didn't want.
Dwight Eisenhower. Mm-hmm. And this guy's job, he supervised and planned 2 of the most consequential military campaigns of World War II.
Yep.
To keep him awake, he'd drink between 15 and 24 coffees per day. Old Shaky, he was known as. He'd have those plans in front of him. Fire here, no here.
Who was the one in Oppenheimer? They called Oppenheimer a big crybaby.
I don't know.
Was that Eisenhower?
was Truman.
Truman! He said, get that crybaby out of here.
Get me a cup of Pablo.
How many coffees did Truman have?
Oh, who knows? Well, this is the top three. So they were the three biggest consumers.
Right.
Speaking of which, we're going to be talking to our Prime Minister next. I'll ask him how he stays caffeinated.
Okay.
Jam Nation.
We've had a busy morning, but we always have time to talk to our Prime Minister. Anthony Albanese, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to both of you.
We were just talking about the coffee intake of some of America's presidents. Right up there was Teddy Roosevelt, who would have, they say, around a gallon of black coffee or 4 litres of coffee.
That makes me feel better about my intake, I've got to say.
Well, how do you stay awake? What's your caffeine intake?
I will have a couple in the morning, and I am just talking with you on my second cup of coffee this morning. And then, depending upon what's happening during the day, sometimes I will have one more. Never after sort of 11 o'clock, but except for when Parliament sits, where I have a bit of a ritual, which is at about 20 to 2 before question time. I have a little piccolo.
Yeah, get into
just
the whiskey.
To give me a little perk up, before question time.
Amanda has a cup of soup at that time.
I do. I
you have a little cup of soup?
I do. I make this studio smell like an old people's home. I start to get into the cup of soups.
Are they the old cup of soup, like in the sachet?
In the sachet, and my favourite, I must say, is basic tomato.
I know, but tomato never came in that colour. I don't know why it's
iridescent
I don't know why it's that iridescent pink. So the interest rates.
I used to like the chicken noodle.
Oh yes,
where you got a little bit of noodle in.
Yeah.
I used to quite like that. I haven't had one for a little while, I've got to say.
Pop it on your wedding menu.
So, Prime Minister...
indeed, cup of soup for the guests.
When you two are finished talking about soup, how about we talk about the interest rate? So last night we had this call. We had the pub test this morning. We put it to the pub test. Do interest rates, the interest rate drop, does it pass the pub test? This guy kind of summed it up.
I've got a big mortgage. I feel like a rat on a wheel or someone in the Matrix. So, to me, it doesn't really pass a pub test. So I appreciate $100 a month, but everything else has gone up. So, I still, like I said, I feel like a rat in a wheel, and it just keeps coming back and back and back.
It's not whether you'd rather be a rat in the wheel or in the Matrix, but I guess that's these are the cos he lives. That's what we're talking about. And really, for this election campaign, for you, it's all about cost of living.
Absolutely. And this doesn't solve all the problems, of course. It's just one decrease of, 0.25%. But it does show that things are heading in the right direction. It is positive. And there has been stability for more than a year. We have fought very hard to get inflation down, wages up, and now interest rates are heading in the right direction, which is down. And so that is positive for Australians, and I think it is welcome news, whilst, of course, not meaning that cost of living pressures have gone away. But when you have those indicators, inflation down, everyone's got a tax cut, and the right things going up as well, which are wages, then that is a positive direction. And it's been hard. Inflation had a 6 in front of it when we came to office and was going up. Now it's got a 2 in front of it and is going down. And, of course, interest rates started to increase before we came into government.
Let's talk about the conversation with Donald Trump. What's the first question you say to Donald Trump? So Amanda and I were just talking about this the other day. I would instantly say, so how are you going with golf? Was that your first line, sort of flatter him a bit? What do you even do? Because there's a lot of pressure on you in that moment.
No, I didn't, although we did talk about golf. We talked about the Super Bowl and Jordan Mailata being the first Australian to win a Super Bowl championship. I did drop into the conversation that he was a South Sydney junior and that I was on the board. And
that's South Sydney to do that.
He's familiar, of course, with Russell Crowe and James Packer, who are two of the people who have an ownership stake in South. We did have a chat about golf. I told him I'd appointed Greg Norman to the board of of the Brisbane Olympic Games, and that Greg was going to serve Australia well as a way of him putting things back to the country. But we talked, of course, about our common interests in AUKUS, in our economic relationship. It was a really warm conversation over about 40 minutes, and it was positive. And that's how you build relations, is by engaging.
And can I just ask, say, for example, he said, right, I'm not going to cut you any slack with tariffs. How bad would that affect us?
Well, I think the economists are having a look at the general impact of the change in US policy on the global economy. So I think whilst tariffs, of course, on any of our goods will have an impact on us, there is also an impact of broader economic changes. If there are tariffs on our economic partners, we, of course, have China as our major trading partner. If they slow down because of tariffs, then that has an impact on how much we're exporting to China. So we do live in uncertain times at the moment. What my job is to do our best to represent Australian national interests. Of course, if there are tariffs right across the board, then that has an impact right across the board as well.
You need to schmooze with a few more golf questions.
Yeah, you got to really get some
I just hope that Australia's national interests aren't relying upon my ability to play golf very well. So,
imagine if it all came down to that. You'd better get out there and practice.
You've got to get a hole in one. I'm better on the tennis court than the golf course.
This is something. And you've got your wedding coming up. How's that all going? Are you a bridezilla, or is Jody doing all the planning?
Well, neither of us are doing much planning at the moment. We are waiting to get through the election. Our focus is on that. And after that, of course, it's now a bit over a year. I, of course, proposed on Valentine's Day last year. And it's lovely having that certainty, and it's just fantastic at my time in life to find someone I want to spend the rest of my life with.
So the wedding won't be on April 12 or anything like that?
No, the wedding will be
because the election will be on
half of the year. Everyone's trying to have a bid. I spoke to someone this morning who's absolutely
just tell us. When is it? When is it?
Absolutely convinced that I'm driving to Government House this Sunday to call the election. So, you know, I think what it is this is a real argument for 4-year fixed terms. We've tried a couple of times, hard to get referendums passed in this country, as we know. But you know, the election's due on May 17 or before. Yep. And I can confirm it will be on May 17 or before. How about that?
Well, every time you get in your car, everyone's saying, "Where's he going?
Where is he?"
He's either off to practice his golf.
The car with the flag on the front.
That's right.
We'll see you at the tennis court. Well, Anthony Albanese, it's always great to catch up with you. If you need some MCs for the wedding, because I know Kyle's on the nose a bit, so Amanda and I are happy to fill in.
Yeah.
You'd be a good pair, but
we are great MCs. It'll cost you though.
We're planning something reasonably small, I've got to say. Although Jody does have a lot of relatives. I haven't got very many, but she's got. They're coming out of the woodwork.
You might get some new salad bowls.
So you're already doing the cull. You're already doing the cull.
Oh, look, there's cousins everywhere, half the Central Coast. I reckon the reason why Gordon Reid won the electorate of Robertson last time round was the vote of the Haydens. There's hundreds of them, 4 generations of Hayden there on the coast.
Goodness.
Well, we look forward to seeing them at the wedding, and we look forward to seeing President Trump there as well.
Yes. We'll be there.
Thanks, guys.
We'll get everyone to do the nut push. Anthony Albanese, our Prime Minister, thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Sam Nation
Podcast.
Role of a lifetime. You are so good at this. I forget how good you are on TV.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm the host. I'm the least of the things that are going on there.
Good at it.
But there's a lot of experts. There's a lot of neuroscience that's being discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Young kids are being interviewed. The role of a parent is harder than it's ever been. And we've been discussing this yesterday with Maggie Dent, who plays the parenting guru on the program. Doesn't play the role. She actually is the role.
She is it.
But you have to keep your kids safe in two spheres now, the real world and the digital world.
Yep.
And as parents, we just aren't keeping up.
And the tendrils of the digital world are everywhere. I like the guy that you had on. He's a neuroscientist, Dr. Mark Williams. He spoke about kids with mobile phones.
There is an argument that because devices are out there, we should therefore just give them to the kids. But we don't give kids alcohol, we don't give kids drugs, and we don't give kids lots and lots of sugar because we know it's harmful for them. We need to realise that this is also harmful for them and restrict it in the same way.
And as I was watching this, Kate Ritchie was talking to Jocelyn Brewer. She's a psychologist, and she was talking about the relationship and how we as adults, how mobile phones came into our lives.
Some experts say that we should delay our children having a smartphone until they're grown-ups. What do you think?
I think delay as much as you can. I didn't get my first smartphone until I was 32.
Because they weren't invented?
Because they didn't exist.
And that was where the epiphany hit me. I didn't get a smartphone until I was about 40.
Mm.
That was the first time I got one. And you look at a little kid that has all that information. And what we have now is a situation where you can have peace of mind knowing where your kid is all the time, so you have to give them a phone, or you just go with the risk. You don't know where they are.
Because with
they have no phone.
That's right. Because if you want to have some surveillance over your child and you give them a phone, they get that other stuff too.
Exactly.
You can put restrictions on the phones. One thing I thought that Maggie Dent said that was really great was she said, if your child comes to you because they've seen something awful on their phone, sit down and discuss it with them. Don't threaten to take their phone away, or else they will never tell you what they've seen. And she said the basic tenets of being a parent haven't changed. Be supportive, be open, have a loving household. That's the basics. You really need to provide that for your child and try and keep up with the technology so you know what they're up to, because many of us wouldn't know. And many of us are on our phones all day, and kids just see us on our phones. But if they come to you, sit down and listen to them and don't threaten to take their phones away, or else they won't come and talk to you.
I've switched all the notifications off of my phone. And have you noticed when you switch all the notifications off your phone, where it be Instagram or WhatsApp, it constantly reminds you to put the notifications back on. Instagram particularly will always say, put your notifications on so you don't miss a thing.
What about that experiment that Kate Ritchie did last night, where she had some electrodes on her head and the neuroscientist was saying an alpha state is what we try and achieve. That's where you're open to your positive thinking. That's where you're calm and relaxed. And then she received a series of texts and you could see the alpha state drop every time. Every time someone's trying to get in touch with you, every time your phone bings, your calm, alert state disappears and you lose your concentration.
Yeah. Admittedly, all those texts were from you.
They were.
Hey,
saying,
Kate, can you get me a coffee? Hey, Katie, what are you going to do?
I'm dying for a packet of salt and vinegar chips. Kate, can you buy me a new phone?
It really is a great show. Role of a lifetime.
That was episode 1.
Yep.
There's more episodes to come and you can watch all of them right now on ABC iView.
And what part are you playing?
I play the role of the host, Brendan.
And you do it
and
so
look at the
well.
relief on my face to be away. It's not true. I made that up. You know I love this.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the goodies get together.
Winning $20,000 for having a whinge about something. That's what we have on offer, thanks to Marcel's Stocks and Gravies for being our favourite ghoulie of the year.
What have we got today?
At least twice a week, I get tailgated so bad, I'm sure they can smell the brand of grease I use in my tow ball. We get to long straight sections with a broken white line, no oncoming traffic, but they're never overtaken. They're too cowardice to leave the safety of their lane, even though I sit just under the speed limit. They're so close to see them verbally urging me to speed up so they can do the same. They remain sniffing my tow ball grease, trying to muster up the courage to lead the pack, but they just don't. They sit there right behind me.
Speed up, bro.
Well, it's stressful if someone behind you is trying to speed you up. No one is happy.
Especially if you've got the FIFO Lambo up your clacker.
What's that?
That's the Ford Ranger or Raptor or any of those. You know, the FIFO Lambo.
Yeah, it's scary. If people are right behind you and you're thinking, I'm going the limit, back off, boogaloo.
There's a bumper sticker right there. What else have we got?
What gets my ghoulies are public swimming pools that don't have hot chips. Come on, guys. Nothing like having a swim with the kids and having some hot chips with chicken salt and tomato sauce after you swim. Warm you back up again. So not having hot chips at a swimming pool is un-Australian.
Oh, there's nothing like chlorine on your fingers, pruny fingers,
hot chips.
eating a hot chip with a bit of vinegar and tomato sauce.
You walk past a Bain Marie and you see those chips and also those other fried things. You don't know what they are.
But I'm going to eat them anyway.
Gee, they look good.
Yeah.
Out with the bad, in with the good. If you dipped out, contact us via the iHeartRadio app. It's 3 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins $300 to spend on dinner at Restaurant 317. Host your next lunch at the only celiac accredited restaurant in Parramatta.
Their menu is fantastic. You also get the Jonesy and Amanda key ring and tea towel.
Well, it's all about rate cuts today. Big news for Australians with the government announcing they're cutting interest rates. Lots of people have different views about the rate cut. That's
Although
why we
I
put
could
it to
listen
the
to you
pub
and the
test.
Prime Minister talk about flavoured soups all morning.
I suggested that he give his wedding guests a cup of soup. It's convenient, it's easy, and who doesn't like it?
And it's cheap.
Brad, though, from Gladesville, he said something about the rate cuts that we thought was so interesting, we played it to the PM.
I've got a big mortgage. I feel like a rat on a wheel or someone in the Matrix. To me, it doesn't really pass a pub test. So I appreciate $100 a month, but everything else has gone up. So, you know, I still, like I said, I feel like a rat in a wheel and it just keeps coming back and back and back.
Tomorrow's discussion, rat on the wheel or Matrix? Which would you rather be?
I would pick
Righto,
the
you
Matrix.
two. That's enough.
Get to wear those leathers.
It's always the leather.
That's it for the day.
Okay, good work.
English language has deserted me. I may as well go.
Ugly Fella's arrived, thank God.
Yes, he's going to be doing Needy or Greedy with you. We're back tonight for Jam Nation. We see you at 6 o'clock.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.